So we're going to go over now to Necron turn 2 and see if we can pull off a manoeuvre to swing the game in our favour. So Necron turn 2 coming up in the fight for the radar station. So I've got a plan for the Necrons, with the commander being a strategic genius. So this one coming in, we want it to arrive a 2, we'll re-roll that, yes. First Night Scythe is in, second Night Scythe arrives. We want everything on this turn, a 2, we'll re-roll that, 2 again, command barge isn't in, and then the Wraiths on a 3, they are in, so not bad going. Most of the reserves are turned up, which is what we wanted, and you'll see this manoeuvre coming up. We'll see if we can pull it off and catch the guard unawares. Right, Necron turn 2. Whoever said the Necrons were slow? 2 Night Scythes have turned up, and we're catching those vehicles on the flank, and perhaps this one may go hunting for that Valkyrie over there. It's just in range. And then the Wraiths have arrived, jumped over the woods and the fence, and have gone in 12 inches from reserve there. This Necron Monolith has swung around, so the idea is that he's now got this problem to deal with, and he's got to split his fire. He can't take on both, so that's what the monoliths can do. They can draw the enemy fire in as a distraction. Lost a whole Tomb Spider. Rolled a 111 on my Scarab base roll. Devastating result. So that's not good, but we have still bred the 3 Scarab bases. You'll see where they've gone in just a moment. And then the Ghost Ark has moved up just under the cover of the monoliths. Again, safe, just carrying the troops on towards the objective. The other monoliths just peeled round to the left. You can see it there as we reach the radar station. And then the Scarabs up and over through the terrain with their swarms, beast special rule, and they are seeking revenge on the Hellhound. So, quick manoeuvring and fast speed from the Necrons on turn 2. We'll see how effective they can do in the shooting phase. So we'll do the Night Scythe attack. We'll fire this one down at the side of the Demolisher. What's your side armour?
13.
Oh. Right. Alright, I declared it, didn't realise he was armour 13. It's annoying, but got 4 hits and rolled 2 6s, so 2 hull points on the tank. Not bad, won't complain at that. That's good going from the Night Scythe. Now the other one. We're going to fire across and over at the Valkyrie over there. We are within range, so we want freeze to hit, twin linked. They've all hit, and we're on strength 7. What's your armour? 12. Armour 12, so nice high rolls. 3 1s and a 3. Rolling a lot of 1s tonight. Rolling a lot of 1s. That's not good, so we'll go on to the rest of Necron shooting on turn 2. Necron shooting on turn 2. The Wraiths have just shuffled up an inch on their run move, and then as we've seen, the Night Scythe was firing down. 2 glancing hits from the one on the right on that Demolisher. It was a good result, and this one was awful against the Valkyries. The Valkyries still surviving, and then no damage from this monolith firing template down. His heavy supports there. Particle whip not strong enough. Just move these guys up a couple of inches, and the Ghost Ark as well, and then coming around, fired the particle whip down from the monolith, and it has destroyed the Hellhound. That's and the explosion from that caused 2 wounds on the Scarabs. So now we'll move on to assaults for the Necrons. We'll see if those Scarabs will be able to reach this Demolisher. That would be a slick move if they're able to make it. So I'll roll that up and see how we do. So let's measure up that distance between him and there. So it looks like about 8 inches. Just within 8 inches, need 8. So we get 3d6, we're going to take away the best, but I'm fleet, so we're going to get to re-roll any number of dice. 2 1s and a 2. What is going on? The Necrons can't roll dice tonight. Let's try again. A 1, a 2 and a 3. Something strange is going on. I know what it is. The Necrons... No, it's not luck. The Necrons have got rusty. they haven't played for long enough, and they've gone rusty, and they're not doing very well at all. So that's the end of Necron Turn 2. Imperial Guard is shaping up to seek revenge in Turn 3. It's going to move on now to Imperial Guard Turn 3 coming up. Just some Eldar moving up there. The wave serpent's moved, have gone up and over, just hiding behind here, and then the unit of scouts has just moved up behind the what's left of the wave serpent, and then just coming around the other side, you'll see that we rolled a 6 for our charge. So the Wraithknight is in to the Eldar compound. Well, at least he's knocking on the door at the moment. We'll go on to Eldar assaults now. So the Wraithknight gets 4 attacks, 1 for charging, 3's to hit because James moved. Oh dear. I think James has just gone off to tell everybody the result that I've got there. 2 2s and 3 1s. Right, so that marks the end of the Eldar assault phase on turn 2. James has got to take advantage of this situation. The tank is untouched. So we're going to move on now to Imperial Guard turn 3 coming up. The radar station is mine. Right, Necron turn 3 are asking ourselves, has the rot started for the Imperial Guard? the Wraiths have jumped up 12 and are closing in quick on that Imperial Guard position. Nasty unit. They haven't been dealt with, haven't been touched yet. Fresh unit moving in. There's going to be trouble. So the Wraiths have moved there. One of the night sides, one on the right hand side, swung around, has gone 18 inches and is chasing the Chimera through the gap there. And the other one's turned and zoomed off the table, it's left combat airspace to come on again. Catacomb Command Barge has arrived, it's gone 12, we'll be looking to move up. Now with this distraction, that's freed up the Monolith to move around. It's moved up to the fence. Now we've saved the Scarab base, scooted along here. It's just tucked in the corner, and then the Tomb Spider's moving up to add more Scarabs next turn. Ghost Duck's moved up, looking perhaps to fire up with our Gauze weapons at the fly there, just looking for a lucky hit. Then coming around, the Monolith has burst through the chain link fence. That's not going to stop it as it comes through. Moving in and looking to take on this Imperial Guard position. So aggressive manoeuvring from the Necrons as well, both sides being aggressive, which will prevail as we go into Necron shooting on turn 3. It's a real mixed up game, classic showdown, and both sides head to head really, both sides showing aggression. Let's see how the Necrons do. Right, shooting for the Necrons on their turn 3, pretty effective. The Catacomb Command Barge has boosted up and gone round to the flank here, swinging around on the Imperial Guard position. Snap fire from here, no damage. And then the Ghost Arcs fired up and got 4 snap fire hits, but no gauze. Rolls of a 6 on the Valkyrie, so not much damage there, but damage was done on the Imperial Guard right flank. Monolith bursting through, firing down, and has caused the Guard elected to go to ground. Got 10 saves to make and failed 6, so that squad has been damaged, to say the least. And then the Night Sight firing down destroyed the Chimera in spectacular style. So Necrons beginning to carve up the Imperial Guard, and closing in. Necrons would have the advantage up close. So we'll move on now to Necron assaults. It's frustrating for the Guard, but the game isn't over. They will fight tooth and nail, and we'll see how well the Necrons can do in the assault phase as the Wraiths pile in. So we'll do this combat here. What I'm going to do is elect to charge these two. They will fight against PASK's vehicle, so it's a base of 3 attacks each. And we don't get the extra one for charging, it's disorder charge because we charged multiple targets, but it's 3s we want. That's good going. Now it's strength 6, rending, so what's your rear armour?
PASK is 10.
10. So, on that kind of roll, PASK is no more. We'll see if we can blow PASK up in style. 5. Well, he's wrecked at least. That's the end of. Alright, so that's the end of PASK. Roll of 5 plus 1 for AP2. For the rending hit means that he's blown sky high. So PASK is well, there's not much left of him. So then we'll go on to the Demolition. That's already on 2 glancing hits, and that's been attacked by. If the Demolisher survives, it will be a miracle. Right, it's frustration from James as the Necrons begin to dominate. Right, anyway. So we're on 12 attacks now. With these, so we want 3s to hit. Not very good. There's a fair few misses there. Roster rear armor on Demolisher. 11s, that will help. It will help because we've caused a glance. How many hard points have you got? But that glancing, it was enough. He was already on 2, so that's the end of the Demolisher as well. That's a nasty blow to the Guard. Can they recover from that? They'll need tenacity, they'll need wit, they'll need strength, they'll need cunning, but the game's not over yet. So the lesson's been learnt. Don't ignore Necron Wraiths. They have reaped a horrific revenge on the Guard there. So it's a bad policy to ignore them. They've got through and have caused horrendous damage on the Guard position. But it's not over yet. Perhaps the Guard can salvage this situation. You may see history made. It looks dire, but we'll keep running the game. We'll see what James can do as we go into Imperial Guard turn 4. turn 4, the Wraiths have hopped, skipped and jumped over and are chasing that Hellhound, that fast attack choice, over on the 4-point objective. Just the two of them on a fearless suicide charge. The command bar just moved up and he's gone around. He's going to try and take on that veteran squad. And then the Scarabs, bred 2 Scarabs, and they've gone 12, and they're going to try and get the Valkyrie, which has gone into hover mode. Monolith's gone through the fence and has managed to get itself stuck on roll level 1, so that's immobilised. And then the spiders have moved around behind the Monolith as well. Right, the damaged Night Scythe has come on again now and has got a rear end shot against the Valkyrie, really hunting down the Imperial Guard air power. And then the Necron warriors have disembarked from the Ghost Ark and are claiming the 3-point objective just around the corner, and they're going to fire down this alleyway here, perhaps try and take on the infantry or the demolisher. So Necron's moving in, a little bit thin there, not too much stuff left. I imagine the Guard are going to hold on to this 4-point objective on the hillside, but we'll see how the game goes as we move into Necron shooting on turn 4. Let's see if the Night Scythe gets some hits. There's a double 1 there, so we'll re-roll them. Ooh. So we get a bonus of 2 hits there. 6 hits, strength 7, rear armour 10. So I think that's the end of the Valkyrie. He gets a save. He's saved 2 of them. And so with 1 penetrating hit, it's going to be a 6. Just feel that it is. Oh, a 5. Result of a 5. So you've managed to immobilise it and get a hull point. It's not destroyed, but some damage has been dealt out by the Night Scythe from behind. All right. Oh dear, one of those moments. Right, the Monolith here tried to particle whip. The Monolith tried to particle whip the Valkyrie. We wanted it to land here, missed, scattered back 5, and we've hit both of us. Problem. I rolled a 6 here, so it's a glancing hit. It's already got 3 glancing hits, so the Monolith has destroyed itself. And now we're going to roll to see if we can take the Valkyrie with us. So your armour is 10. Oh, you're joking. A glance, 1 glance on a 2. 8 and 2 is 10. So we've got 1 glance, but it's cost us a Monolith. That is a blunder on the part of the Necrons. You're saying you can't kill anything. Yeah, the Wraithknight's an intimidating thing. It shouldn't even be on the table. It's borderline apocalypse. But anyway, Imperial movement then, the Valkyries come across. It looks such a good model hovering across the tops of these trees along here. It's bearing down on the Wave Serpent, looking to take out that transport there. And then he pushes ahead with the assault. Hellhound's scooted round. It's a fast vehicle, so he's gone 12. And he's got a view now down at my scouts, so he's got me. Demolisher is facing off against the jet bikes here, looking to cause some casualties. And then to support his attack, he still believes it can do some damage. He's sent out one of the Chimeras up the table as well, popping smoke. Then down here, the guardsmen are funneling in, moving off towards the Wraithknight. PASK sitting there, and all the squads really are going to let off another volley of fire. But they are in trouble. The 2 Wraith Lords are bearing down, so it's desperate times on the Imperial Guard defensive line. So we're going to go on to shooting now for the Imperial Guard. What can they do on turn 4? Imperial Guard shooting on turn 4. The Valkyrie fired down and failed to do any damage to the Wave Serpent. Coming across, it was a pretty good result from the Hellhound, killed 4 out of 5 of the Rangers, but fearless with the Avatar next to them. And then the Demolisher failed to do any damage to the jet bikes. And then coming around, it's just moved up a bit further with that Chimera. And then all weapons fired. But again, no damage on the Wraithknight. Absolutely domineering the game, this figure. So that's Imperial Guard shooting done. There's no assaults for the Imperial Guard. It looks like it's going in the favour of the Eldar now in quite a big way. So we're going to move on now to Eldar turn 4 coming up. Right, Eldar movement on turn 4. Scouts will just shuffle it on a little bit, just onto the objective there. It's all quiet really for them. Wave Serpent's moved up and over onto the rocks. He's got a view through to the rear end of the Demolisher up the other end here. And then the Lone Ranger, the Lone Ranger is just hiding just behind the Wave Serpent here. Avatars come out. Just going to have a go at the Hellhound and also this Wave Serpent as well. And then the jet bikes have come out from behind the ruin and are making a move on that Chimera in the middle. So Eldar closing in on all directions now in speed. Wraithlords are burst forwards, over moving 6 inches. There's going to be trouble here now. And then the Wraithknight's moved in and is looking to face up against the Demolisher tank here. So we're going to move on to shooting for the Eldar on turn 4. I think, ladies and gentlemen, we've witnessed, perhaps on this turn, the most horrendous round of shooting perhaps I've ever seen in a game of 40k. Just the Avatar fired 2 shots forwards, penetrated the Hellhound and destroyed it. The jet bikes fired through at the Chimera and they destroyed that and killed one of the crewmen inside. And then we deactivated the Serpent Shield here and fired at the rear end of the Demolisher and blew that up as well. That's a triple blow up in one turn. That's horrendous from the Eldar there. And then coming down across here, the Wraithlord fired the Bright Lance and blew up this Chimera, killing a couple of the guys from inside. And then this Wraithlord flamed through and killed the last of that squad. Deadly firepower from the Eldar on this turn. Really, we're coming to the conclusion that the Guard are just an army that is a real struggle.
Hurry up against workshop.
James is crying out for the new codex. Difficult. The Guard are difficult to master. I used to play them quite a lot. I used to get beat a fair amount of the time. Guard are a difficult army to get a hold of, but they have been set upon by this Eldar citizen army here, and we've still got assaults to go. So we're going to go into the Eldar assault phase. There's quite a few charges to be done as we move on to Eldar assaults on turn 4. Eldar assaults on turn 4. The jet bikes went in, flush out the last of the infantry that got out of the Chimera. You're allowed to do that now in 6th edition. We lost a jet bike because we went in just going through the what's now difficult terrain. Wraithlord rolled a 7, he's in. And the Wraithknight's in as well for the third time against this Demolisher tank, so we'll roll up these results. Right, Eldar assaults, the Eldar army is on the rampage, and they're coming across the table here. That squad's been wiped out and then consolidated 3 inches, heading off towards the guardsmen in the compound here, and then the Wraithlord finished off that squad and is now headed towards the guardsmen as well. And then finally Revenge from the Wraithknight is destroyed that vehicle. So Imperial Guard, a devastating turn on turn 4. James wants to continue just for the sake of pride. It's going to roll on to Imperial Guard turn 5. Turn 3 assaults for the Necrons. There's a whole load here. These guys failed their fear test, or a double 6. Charged in anyway, but on weapon skill 1. Trying to try and finish off the Trigon here. And around here, the Tomb Spiders have charged. Monstrous creature versus monstrous creature there. That melee continues. There's a whole big melee here now. And then coming across, the Warlord for the Tyranids is under attack as the Wraiths fearlessly charge in. Machine versus alien in this. Alien beasts. As we face off. We'll give you the results of these as we move on to the assaults now. Right, Necron TURN 3 assaults. The Trigon's gone. The Overlord charged in and got 2 wounds with the War Scythe, so that finished him off, and then they've fallen back a few inches. That's a good result then. Killed a few Necrons, a couple got back up, and hopefully we will reconstruct some more and send them out on following turns. Coming down here, went bad for the Necrons, some more damage on the Scarabs, and then he's broke away with hit and runs. The Morlock's now here, and then the Hive Tyrant turned around and killed one of the Tomb Spiders, and we did no damage in return, so that's not good there. That melee continues as both the Necron units are fearless, and then coming around, a real vicious fight between the Hive Tyrant and the Wraiths. He's killed a base and a wound. In return, we've caused a wound to one of the Hive Guard, and then 3 wounds of rending hits on the Hive Tyrants, and that melee will continue. A real nasty one at this part of the table. And that's the Warlord there. So we're going to move on now to Tyranid turn 4. Right, Tyranid turn 4. He's looking to support his Hive Tyrant before he's killed. It's a rush now, so the Carnifexes have swung around and are going to try and take out the Wraiths. And there's still a lot of Wraiths. There's 5 of them. So the clock is ticking for that Hive Tyrant. His time may come. Remember, he took off the head of the Eldar avatar, and now maybe he's met his match against these Necron Wraiths. So they've moved in. Looks like the smaller infantry units are going to try and charge as well. Just still holding on to the objective quite comfortably. Then coming around the table, the Morlock hasn't burrowed. He looks like he's going to charge back in again. Hive Tyrant continuing melee, and then the last Ravener has swung around here, looking just to get that line breaker for future turn 5. So moving on now to shooting phase for the for the Tyranids on turn 4. Right, no shooting really for the Tyranids. It's piling in for melees, so we've gone straight into the melee phase. Morlock's charged in, that melee continues, so there's a real bust up here. And as we come around the table, look at this mess. Both Gaunt units have charged in, and the Carnifexes, so it is a royal bust up as these two, well, there's multiple units in there, 1, 2, 3, 4 Tyranid units against the Wraiths. There's something about that unit that everybody hates, but we'll figure all that out. It's going to be quite a complicated melee. We'll see if we can get results there. Will the Hive Tyrant survive? The Warlord could die on this turn. So moving on to assault results on Tyranid turn 4. Right, melee results on turn 4 for the Tyranids. Pretty good going. Another Tomb Spider's gone. It's killed by the Hive Tyrant. In return, we did a smash attack and got a wound. And then the Morlock smashing has killed a whole load of Scarabases. There's only 2 left. All feelers still carrying on, but been destroyed there. I don't think we're going to last much longer. So that's good fighting power from the Tyranid monstrous creatures there. Then round the other side, the Wraiths survived all the attacks coming in and managed to kill the Hive Tyrant. He's gone. And then the remaining units that are charged in Initiative 1 managed to knock the Wraiths right down. There's only 1 Wraith left with 1 wound remaining, but mission accomplished. Hive Tyrant has been slain, and the Tyranids couldn't rescue him in time. So that's the end of Tyranid assaults on turn 4. Going to move on to Necron turn 4. Can they remedy the situation here? Because the game looks like it may be swinging in the favour of the Tyranids. Charged in and just done 2 glancing hits and got a 3-on result there. So the tank's still alive. It's probably going to die, but it's still alive at the moment. And then up here, the Harlequins went first and managed to kill the Overlord. And James is just going to roll 5 or 6 to see if he gets back up at the end of the phase. No, he's gone. It's the end of the Overlord. That's assault's done. Standing back here and admiring the flexibility and speed of the Eldar army. You'll see by this move coming up. So these jet bikes have turned up. Excellent troops choice. They just come on 12 and they're just staying out of trouble. They've got the ability now to turbo boost 36 anywhere on the table. Excellent for objective grabbing. Moving along, 2 Wraith Lords have moved round, ready to use their flamethrowers on these Wraiths, and then they're up for charging in. Then the fire spears now have got a target, and that's those Necrons in that crater over there. So we've turned around and then we're scooting around in this direction. This Wave Serpent was here, it's gone 6 up and aiming at this second flyer, and then he has dumped or deployed the last 2 fire dragons and Prince Uriel, and we should be able to take on this monolith. Got to take out that monolith. And then behind here, second unit coming on of the jet bikes. They're coming on there, and the aim is to get those out of trouble up in the far corner of the table here. Then coming around on this side of the table, the Avatar's moved up looking to assault the monolith, see if he finally makes it. And then down here, the Warp Spiders have walked out of trouble, they're just there. He gives some supporting fire. The Harlequins have moved down, ready to assault the Overlord in his unit. And then the Striking Scorpions have moved out of cover to here to fire their Shuriken pistols and charge in at the Phaeron unit. So Eldar shooting coming up. Pretty impressive. These guys have fallen back, or not fallen back, they've turbo boosted. And then over here the Scorpions have fired through, and along with the Wave Serpent and the Harlequins, and then supporting fire from the Warp Spiders have brought down all of the Necron warriors except one. So that's 8 Necron warriors brought down. So it's pretty impressive fire there, and we've still got the assaults to come. The Avatar only rolled a 1 to run, so he's failed to do any damage again over there, and he won't be able to charge. Wraithlords flamed 4 flamer templates, but he made 13 invuln saves of 3+. There's something about that unit. They are tough. I'm not sure whether to assault them. We'll see what happens. And then over here, aiming up with the Wave Serpent, we've caused a glancing hit on that flyer. And then the Fire Dragons fired and destroyed the Monolith. So that Monolith's been taken out. The game now is swinging in favour of the Eldar. The jet bikes have turbo boosted up behind here, ready for an assault next turn against those, and this troop's choice has moved up here as well. So moving on now to Eldar assault. Both Wraithlords have charged in, and just around the other side the Warp Spiders have jumped and gone behind here, and then it's a right mess over here. Scorpions are piling in over the dead Necrons, and the Harlequins have made it into combat as well, so it's a big combat there. I think the Necrons should be taken out just around this zone, so we'll see how long this Necron Overlord lasts against all these Eldar aspect warriors. The Wraithlords. 1 Hammer of Wrath attack, instant death on one of the Wraiths, and then 2 more instant death kills to those Ghost Glaives. So that's 3 killed, and then he got 2 Rends, 1 on each in return. They're both fearless, so that melee continues. They'll fight that melee out to the bitter end. And then round the other side, the Harlequins and the Scorpions wiped out the last of the infantry, and they managed to kill the Overlord. And then reanimation protocols with the Resurrection Orb of 4+, he got it, and then with Phylactery he got D3 wounds back, and he rolled a 5. He got all 3 of his wounds back again. So the combat's finished, but the Overlord, the Warlord of James's Necron army, is back up and ready to fight again. Overlord's just standing there, he's getting ready to charge, unit of Scorpions. And then around here, if you can see through the corridor there and upstairs, the Scarabs have moved up 12. They're going to try and assault the Harlequins and perhaps the Warp Spiders as well. The Flyers moved across, looking down to take out the Wave Serpent. This Flyer's come round, looking to take out my Troops choice. That melee continues. It's deployed its Necron warriors. They should be able to run over and claim that objective. Coming around here, these guys are holding the other objective there. And then the Monolith has shifted over 6. It's got itself immobilized on the barrels, but he is within 6 of that objective there. And then the Spiders, another heavy support choice. They may be charging the Scorpions, so it's not over yet. Necrons have still got some punch left in them, so we're going to move on to Necron shooting. Flyer. The Night Side fired down. I made 3 saves, so those jet bikes have survived. Coming over, these guys have run and are now sitting on top of the objective quite comfortably. That unit there fired and failed to do any damage on the Avatar. And down here, this Monolith fired and killed 6 of the striking Scorpions. A Harlequin was killed, and then this Flyer fired down and got a glancing hit on the transport there. So good damage dealt out by the Necrons on this turn. Now we're going to go on to Necron assault phase. Right, it's a real mess down here. Loads of Necron units have charged. All the Scarabs have charged down. They've charged into the last few Harlequins, and the warp spiders. Still got Overwatch to do on there. And then the Scorpions have been charged by the newly resurrected Overlord and the Tomb Spiders. So the Eldar now are at a big disadvantage down there. We'll see if we can take out some Necrons with Overwatch fire and with our higher initiative. And we'll see what happens. And then there's a continuing assault down here as well. So 2 key fights on the battlefield. The outcome of these 2 will probably determine the result of the entire game. Right, melees for the Necrons, Harlequins, Warp Spiders, and Striking Scorpions have been wiped out. They're gone, destroyed. The Necrons have made some combat towards the end of this game, and then coming back around this side, the 2 Wraith Lords, they managed to kill another Wraith, but they're fearless. They're just locked in combat there. Angels assaults on turn 3, all piling in now. The Terminators are charged into the Wraith Lord. Death Company Dreadnought has charged into the Harlequins. Hope we could survive. And around here, the Dreadnought has charged the Wave Serpent. So we're going to get hurt really hard this turn. Just hoping we can survive with the Harlequins. I think the rest will die. So we'll see how we go now on assault phase for Blood Angels on turn 3. Turn 3 assaults. Now he's done alright, but it's not turned out how he wanted. The Terminators have killed the Wraith Lord. That's pretty obvious. I took the figure off before he even bothered rolling. When he did kill it, by the way, so it's gone. The Avatar lives. He hasn't been touched in combat. Now the Death Company Dreadnought assaulted the Harlequins. We couldn't rend him, or we failed to. He only rolled 1 hit out of 7 attacks. He killed one, he got another hit, and then I made an invuln that stopped his assaults. We hit and run, so we've run away 6 inches up behind the ruins there, or the rocks just behind there. So those Harlequins are available again, and they're not dead, they're still alive. And then he's destroyed the transport, so the Scorpions have got out, and they're ready to assault. So yes, he's done damage, and yes, he's got the first blows, and he's got first blood, and the Warlord's almost gone, but the Eldar can strike back. At this point in the game, we really need the Wraithknight to turn up. We'll see what happens as we go into Eldar turn 3. Turn 3 game is not over. I moved this transport up anticipating that he would assault. He has, so I have deployed this transport facing the rear end of his fly there to fire up, and then the fire dragons within 6 inches of that fly to try and take that one, because they're in hover mode at the moment. And then the Avatar looking in position to assault that one. I'm just trying to ignore those troops. If I can destroy those transports, then his mobility's cut down. The Striking Scorpions moving around the Dreadnought, looking to take out his troops' choice there, and then in support with these Harlequins that have turned up, and we may be able to get those to assault the Predator. We will see. So, important round now for the Eldar. The jet bikes, by the way, have just stayed where they are. They're at a good angle, well hidden. So they're just sitting there waiting for the game to move on. So Moving on now to Eldar shooting on turn 3. The Wraithknight failed to turn up. If ever I needed him, it was now, but he hasn't turned up. He's still off. He'll be automatically on next turn, as will the Warp Spiders who failed to turn up as well. So we're going to move on now to a shooting phase for the Eldar, turn 3. Right, Eldar shooting turn 3. It's pretty good. The Fire Dragon's very reliable unit. Missed with 3 of them, but still managed to bring that flyer down. It's gone, which is good. It exploded. Has done no damage to anybody. This Wave Serpent's fired up. No damage on this flyer. The Avatar fired his melter and managed to do a hull point and take out the las cannon. It's not bad going, but it has to go, that one. Scorpions have come through. An AP2 hit killed one of the Assault Marines, and then the Harlequins are yet to charge. So moving on now to Eldar assaults. Again, the results of this could bring us back in line with at least standing a chance of winning the game. So moving on now to Eldar assaults on turn 3. Right, just to add on insult to injury, the Fire Dragons fell back 4 inches with their shoot and run. Battle focus special rule, just backing off away from his combat power here. I'm just ignoring this stuff, trying to immobilise his movement. So the Avatar's charged in on assaults, ignoring this one. These guys have charged in to his Assault Marines, and the Harlequins have made it into combat with this Predator. So 3 important combats there. If the Eldar do well, then the game is going to swing in the favour of the Eldar. Right, assault results for the Eldar on turn 3. The Avatar charged in, did smash attacks. He got 3 of them, and he caused another one more penetrating hit. So it's a hull point, and then he's got a result of 3. So that flyer will not be able to move and can only fire snapshots. So it's a pretty good result. Wanted to bring it down really, but that's okay. Scorpions did alright. They took out 2 of the Assault Marines. He killed 1 back. James passed morale, so that melee will continue. And the Harlequins, really good job. The Harlequins' kisses rendered through and destroyed the Predator. So we've knocked out a fair amount of the Blood Angel stuff. Game's not over, but officially we would say that it has swung in favour of the Eldar. So we're going to move on now to Blood Angels turn 4. Let's see what the Blood Angels are going to do, how they're going to react to the situation. So Blood Angels turn 4 coming up. Coming to the conclusion with this game, Eldar Blood Angels, that each turn really is just a revenge on the previous. So I do damage to him, take out units and destroy stuff, and then on his turn he does the same back to me again. It's just this swirling mess here as each unit combination takes the other one out. So James is thinking of a cunning plan, just like a chess game really. Each piece designed to take out another, and it's just getting the right combination as you work your plan to fulfill your mission. So James is moving now. He hates the fact, he's constantly complaining. He hates the fact that the Avatar's AP1 and assault. He hates the fact that the Harlequins are hit and run. He hates Eldar battle focus.
The fact that the Eldar are 40k game.
James just seems to find the Eldar are one of the most frustrating armies to fight against. Oh dear. So, as I warned you at the beginning, hatred against the Eldar goes back years, and it just gets worse from this point on. So moving for the Blood Angels on turn 4. A lot of units been eliminated and we're getting down to half the army each being destroyed here, but he's moving. Death Company have rolled well through cover there, so he may be able to get an assault against these fire dragons. The Thunderhammer assault terminators will destroy that transport, and this dreadnought has pop smoke as well, just anticipating taking damage. The Land Raiders swung around. He's going to use his las cannons to try and take out the Avatar to finish off my Warlord. So he's good set up to take out some units here. And this Dreadnought's turned around ready to frag cannon the Harlequins. So it's all a case of revenge. Everything he's done out of hatred and revenge for the Eldar. We'll see how well he does as we go into shooting phase. He's got a chance of really mopping up the Eldar now on this turn. So he's planned it well.
No, I haven't.
We'll see how well he does. Right, shooting on Blood Angels turn 4. He's fired down with pistols, killed a couple of the fire dragons, but he passed morale. That's not good. And the Avatar of Cain has been caned. He's gone. Sadly, another point for the Blood Angels. So it's swung in favour of the Eldar, it's swung back in favour of the Blood Angels. His frag cannons taking out 4 of the Harlequins, but they passed around. So there's 1 Harlequin left. So we're going on to assaults now for Blood Angels. Assaults for the Blood Angels. That melee continues with the 2 Assault Marines and the Striking Scorpions. And then the Terminators are charged into the Wave Serpent, and then James failed to charge with the Death Company, and the Fire Dragons didn't get any Overwatch hits. So we're going to move into the melee results now for the Blood Angels. Right, assault results for Blood Angels turn 4. The Wave Serpent's gone, blew up, sad. And then, because I like Wave Serpents, but they've gone now. And Bandy Blasters killed 1 Assault Marine, and then the Exarch, Mr. Nipper, took out the last Sergeant. I really like the Exarch for Striking Scorpions. James doesn't like him, I do. And if you look on my channel, on the icon, you'll see his face on there. Striking Scorpions are the best unit in 40k. So, don't laugh. So moving on now to Eldar turn 4. The Wraithknight will appear.
Will he?
Will it be too little, too late? We shall see. Eldar turn 4 coming up. Right, Eldar turn 4. Big roll here. The Warp Spiders have arrived, and I want them to land there.
If you land there, it is so not fair.
Come on. Hit.
No, it's not fair. Come on. Please.
Good move. Warp Spiders have turned up. The game could swing back again in favour of the Eldar. It's backwards and forwards. We shall see. Eldar turn 4 movement. On turn 4, the Fire Dragons have become extremely brave and are moving forwards. The idea is to ignore these guys and fire up over the top and try and finish off this fly, because it's still in hover mode. James has just realised what I'm planning to do, and he's sunk down in depressed state, and the Warp Spider's turned up right in the rear end of this Dreadnought trouble. And then not really much for our combat power to do, so for turn 4 we are slinking behind here and just staying out of trouble. It's a good plan. So we're hidden behind that wreckage, and then looking down on the Death Company. Say hi. Hi from Mr. Wraithknight. So he's moved up behind just to gain cover, looking down with his sun cannon to have a few shots at the Death Company. So Eldar shooting coming up could be impressive. So looking to fire the Wraithknight down. James is just going to put the template back over there. That will catch 5 Death Company. So scatter laser first. We've got our 4 hits. And oh yes. And then the first one comes in. 2 inches over. We'll take that. We'll take that. We shift that over. We'll work that out. That looks like 4, doesn't it? Yeah. So we've got 4 hits. And then the second one coming in. I'll re-roll that one. That'll do. So that's 5. That's 9 altogether. And then the next shot coming in. 9. Re-roll that, please.
Oh,
that's good. So that's another 5. So that is strength 6 AP 2 with all these. So we don't have any 1s. There's a 1. But the rest have hit. This is impressive firepower from the Wraithknight. He has 13 AP2 saves to make, and he's also got 4 saves from the scatter laser as well. Right, he likes to roll his own dice, so he's got to make 4 saves with the scatter laser, 3+. He's got feel, and he's got feel no pain as well. So he has passed 3 of them, and he's fouled 1. So Thunderhammer Man is taken out. Oh, it's blast, isn't it? So it's not. We just know it's 1 casualty so far. Oh, that is then. So yes, Thunderhammer Man's copped it. So that's the scat laser hit stunt. Now he's got 13 strength 6 AP2 saves. He needs cover saves of 5+, followed by feel no pain of 5+. So he's just gonna grab the 13 dice. So 13 saves, please, of 5+.
And we shall know no fear.
Whoa, he's pretty good. How can he roll 4 6s and 2 5s? Still let through a lot of shots there. That's 7 saves of 5+. That's good saves though. 7 saves of 5+. And he's got another 2 6s and a 5. So that's a total of 4 killed by the Sun Cannon, and then the Thunderhammer was killed by the scatter laser. So that's 5 Death Company killed. No complaints there. That's good shooting from the Wraithknight, and that's from distance. He's miles away. And now really with a lot of the firepower taken out, the Predator's gone, and the Flyers really are in trouble, then it's safe for him to come on. So maybe that Wraithknight turning up at this point in the game is possibly the most helpful point. If I'd have deployed him first, he would have been blown away by all of that firepower. So more shooting coming up from the Eldar. Right, pivotal choice in the game here. You see the Fire Dragons down there, rolled a 6 for their battle focus. So they've run them forward like a suicide mission. Now the original intention was to aim up and fire here. It's half dead. But I'm actually, you see the X-Arc there? It's actually within 9 inches of the Land Raider. I could fire at that and take that out. That's on 2 hull points as well. So what would you choose? What would you choose in that situation? I think I need to take out the Land Raider. Oh, I've got to take out the Flyer. Right, the Flyer it is. The Flyer's going to be taken out. So it's a decision I've made. It's 2s to hit with the X-Arc. 1 hit. 3s to hit with his up 2 supporting guys. They've got hits. So I've got the 3 hits there. It's just strength 8, armor 12. Got the pen on a 6. I've got the glance, so he is wrecked. And the result is a 5, becomes a 7, explodes, and it explodes 4 inches. It should be safe. Shouldn't catch those warp spiders there. That's a result. Big result. Fire Dragons, good lads. Right, on this combat here, it's the Avatar first now, initiative 10. So we want weapon skill 10, freeze to hit. Oh. For 5 hits. And then we want fours to kill. Goodbye, oh dear. Right, so that's 5 failures there. So we'll quickly move on to the Tyranid roll. Yeah, I've just rolled it there. Ben, so he wants 4s. He's got 2. And then strength 6, are you? Yeah, so 4s. See if you can do it. No. It's a standoff. Don't know what's going on over there. Well, there is no damage done, so it's a continuing melee. So summary of the assaults there, we saw there was no damage done between those 2 imbeciles. And then up here, the Carnifex is systematically dismantled. The Wave Serpent's been torn to shreds, so it's another kill point for the Tyranids. So we're going to move on now to Eldar turn 5. The game could end at the end of this phase. Eldar assault phase. The Scorpions charged. On Overwatch, he killed the last regular Scorpion, so it's just the Exarch that made it in. He charged in. Mandy Blaster hit, but James saved that. And then 3 kills with the Scorpion's Claw. Deadly. James fought back. He got about 5 hits. Only 1 save to make it past. So we won the combat. James's LD was reduced to 5, which he rolled a 5, so that melee continues. But good job with the Scorpions there. We ploughed into a unit and a safe in combat on James's turn 3. So Imperial Guard turn 3 coming up. We'll see how they do. So a bit more tactical for the Eldar. I mean, these forces here have been stationary through the game, but they're sitting there, set up, ready to claim all 3 objectives on turn 5. So you've got the Warp Spiders sitting there, 2 units of jet bikes, and then I can use the Avatar to get that fearless 12-inch range as well to help these guys hold their ground if some heavy firepower comes in. So it's kind of boring, but for the game, purposes of winning the game, then it works quite well. And you'll notice that by assaulting him heavily in the game, it is holding the guard back, and they're therefore not threatening the objectives on my side of the table. So we'll see if the Eldar can survive and continue the assault and keep the Imperial Guard pushed back, because he's holding on to good scoring points there of those objectives. So the assault is important. Right, Imperial Guard turn 3. James has done his movement here. Lehman Russ has moved up and around to get a clear shot at the Wraithknight here. These guys are locked in combat. This Chimera has moved forwards, looking to engage the Wave Serpent. These squads are holding their ground. 1 squad's fallen back. The 2 Russes are sitting there, and the Hellhound's moved up, looking to get a flame template on the Harlequins there. And then the conscripts have moved up, and they're going up, and they're going through this alleyway here. So James is faced with multiple problems to deal with. He's got this Wave Serpent, he's got these Harlequins, he's got the Wraithknight, and he's got this Wave Serpent with the Fire Dragons inside. So multiple headaches for the guard here. And whilst all that's going on, he is just ignoring the Wraith Lords as they slowly move up. So Imperial Guard shooting now, coming up on turn 3. Right, just in the middle of Imperial Guard shooting here, and this Liam Rush has laid a pile of 1s. He's rolled a pile of 1s, so he's done no damage on 2 wounds, and he has 2 Russes left to fire. So James, you're going to fire the Russes.
May the Emperor bless and protect you.
Fire the first one then. We'll see if Wraithknight can survive. Just at the... Yeah, go on. Oh, he's gone wild. So roll 1 dice for wounding, please. No, he's rolled a 1 again. Right, so fire your next shot. Las cannon it.
1 heavy bolter.
1 heavy bolter. He's 3 shots, got 2 hits, and then he wants 6s to wound. Nothing. And then the las cannon, 4+. A 2. He's fouled with that one. And then the last lame Russ. This is getting dire now. You have to bring the Wraithknight down. If he's free to roam in James's deployment zone, then it's game over. He's firing heavy bolters. He's got 2 hits. He's got no wounds. We're going to fire the las cannon now. Do the las cannon, James. 6 is a hit. 3 is a wound. Oh, 6 is a wound, and then you want a 5+ with my shield. No, so we've taken a wound. Fair and square. So I'm 3 wounds, half dead now with the Wraithknight. And then the last blast marker coming in. He's hit. He needs a 4 to wound. He's going to roll a 5, and we want a 5 up. 4 again. So that's another wound. Good shooting at the last from the Russ. We're fearless, we carry on. Roll 4 wounds. We're 2/3 dead with the Wraithknight, but we're still alive. So Imperial Guard shooting is finished. Now the Russes have fired the Wraithknight and dealt out 2 more wounds. We've lost 1 Harlequin from the Hellhound, and then other shooting really is the Wave Serpent's been destroyed. That was destroyed by 2 melter guns fired from the back of this Chimera. I forgot they were inside, so he's taken out Chimera. Our shield was down obviously because we fired it, so it was armor 12 and he went through and then blew it up. So no one inside, but the transport's gone, which is a shame. But that's Imperial Guard shooting, and we're just going to move on to finish off the assault just over there. And the conscripts have run up a couple of extra inches as well, so they're sitting on that 4-point objective. The game at the moment sits on 4 points there, 3 points here, so that's 7. Then the Eldar have got a 2-point objective at the back and first blood, so it's 7-3 to the Imperial Guard at the moment. Just doing the assaults here for the striking Scorpion Exarch. He's already killed 1 guardsman here with his Mandy blasters. Rolled a 6 to wound and James failed to save. And then now he gets a base of 2 attacks and then +1 for combat weapons. So he's on freeze. We've rolled a 222. So he's killed 1 and he's got to survive now. James striking back. He's going to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So 7 back. Let's see what James rolls. 7 dice. He needs 4s to hit. Yes, he's done well. He's got 4 hits. And then he needs 4s to wound. I'm just going to roll that one again. 2 saves. 2 saves of 3+. Let's get some dice. Come on. 2 4s. So we win that combat by 1, so he's LD of 7. 9, he's bust. We'll chase him on initiative. Oh, I've rolled a 6. So the Exarch has wiped out the squad.
Despite the fact he did awful, kills the minimum.
So a hero is born for the Eldar. The striking Scorpion Exarch has wiped out a guard squad. What a way to end Imperial Guard turn 3. As we move on now to Eldar turn 4, the Eldar sense victory. This might just be a mopping up action for the Eldar army.
I don't think so. We'll stand firm as the objective 6.
Alright, Eldar movement on turn 4. Remember the game won't end yet, it'll be next turn. So we're sitting here with the jet bikes, Warlord and the warp spiders. And then coming around here, you can see the fire dragons have disembarked. Got a rear end shot against Liam Russ there. This one's moved over to get side armour on the Hellhound. And then the Harlequins have moved forwards. And the Wraithknights jumped over the barricade now 12 inches, and is right inside the Imperial compound. I don't know if he's going to survive much longer. We'll see. Our aim is to try and charge this Chimera here, try and destroy that, and then the Exarch. Suicide mission, last one left. We'll charge one of those units down there, see if he can make it in. And then coming around now, the Wraithlords have moved along 6 inches each, this one to here and this one to here. They're quite far away, but they're getting closer. So move on now to Eldar shooting. We'll see how well we do. Right, Wraithknight firing down. I'm going to fire at this Chimera. So the first thing I've got to fire, the side armour, is the scatter laser. I'll just roll those. So you've got 3 hits, strength 6. Now we'll deal with those armour rolls in a minute, but that just gives me twin linked. Then with this blast here, I'm going to position it just on the end, so that the hole's still on the vehicle, and then the blast clips this base here. Now I'm going to re-roll that, and it is a hit, so we're on a 2 to wound that, which we get. So there's 1 on there. We've got 1 strength 6 on this vehicle, and the next one I'm just going to roll in here is scatters 4. That's my ballistic skill, so that's a hit. So I roll to wound that base. Yes, another wound on there, and then the last one coming in, a 9. We'll re-roll that, scat twin linked. That's gone 2 inches over onto the vehicle, so that will count still as an armour hit. So we've got 3 scatter laser hits, side armour. We've got a 6, which is a penetration, and then 3 blast hits, which I have failed to do. So we've got 1 armour penetration roll. We rolled a 2. So that's silenced the vehicle, and he's got 1 hull point. It's not enough to destroy it, which is a shame. And then James has 2 armour saves to make on his heavy weapon squad. You can either go to ground, or he can. He's going to ground. Yep, and he's passed those. Rolled 3 and a 4, so that's passed. So not bad, but we get the chance to assault the Chimera as well in combat. He's angry now because the Striking Scorpion Exarch has thrown a grenade, and he's hit. It's landed in amongst there. He's got 7. Well, he hasn't got any saves because it's AP5 or AP4 plasma. AP4 with plasma grenade. So he's going to try and go to ground and get 6 up saves. The Commissar's in there. Right, Eldar 2 shooting on turn 4. So he fired the Wraithknight there. He failed to destroy the Chimera and didn't do any wounds on the back here. The Scorpion Exarch threw a plasma grenade and killed a load of guardsmen down there, but they've held their ground with the Commissar in the unit. And the Harlequins fired through. James went to ground behind the barricades. 2+, he's alright, but he's gone to ground. And then the Fire Dragons fired at the rear end of that Lehman Russ and destroyed it. And then we deactivated the Serpent Shield and fired the Wave Serpent, and that has destroyed the Hellhound. Some multiple casualties on the guard there. And then the Wraithlords have moved up 6 inches of this one, 3 inches of that one, and they're closing the net in. The net tightens on this guard force. So we're going to move on now to Eldar Assaults on turn 4. Right, so Eldar Assaults, we're just going to do the Wraithknight here. He's made it into combat, so we'll see how well he does against this Chimera. Now the Chimera moved. We get 4 attacks, then +1 for charging, so we want freeze. With a 666 is pretty good, and a 1's a miss. So we've got those with strength 10, so it's auto penetrations. So 6s would be good. It's cocked. A 4. So we've got the 6. So we've blown up the transport. It's gone. 5 men inside. 6 men inside. We have wounded 4 of them. So James will make 4 saves, please. He's made 1 save, so it's 3 casualties. And then we'll roll to see how far this Chimera blows up. 2 inches, so we'll calculate if there's any other casualties there as well. So that's good combat there from the Wraithknight as he's charged in. Right now, Eldar Assaults on turn 4. Would you believe it? The Exarch lives. He's killed a guardsman. He won the combat and then survived all of James's hits. So that melee continues. James passed morale, and then the Wraithknight destroyed that Chimera, killed a few of James's figures inside. So that is it. That's the end of Eldar Turn 4. Eldar are all over this position, and it'll be Imperial Guard Turn 4 now coming up. I mean, it looks bad, yes, but if James eliminates this Wraithknight, which he could do, he's got 2 wounds left, and if he can deal with them and deal with these, then he'll just rearrange himself and sit on those objectives, and he could win the game. So, game is not over. It looks bad, but the guard could recover even at this stage. So we'll see what James does and see how his army performs on turn 4. Just noticed something about the game here, and that is the fact that the whole table's empty, and really it's 1850 points. Battle is taking place on a 2-foot square part of the table. It's all going on in this zone here. You look how crushed this game is, and that's really James's fault in a way. That was his deployment with the guards. They're all piled up in the corner, and it has resulted in an empty battlefield. There's no reserves coming on, so it's just 2 Wraithlords patrolling the area, and then all the carnage and fighting going on in this zone here. It's an interesting game, tight game, and frustrating really for the guards. Not much room to breathe. Eldar are all over at the moment, but if he fights them off and sits on the objectives, he can still win the game. So the game still hangs in the balance at the moment. Right, Imperial Guard movement on turn 4. The Russians have backed off a bit here, made a gap, and then Chenkov, now joined by the Lord Commissar unit, has just fallen back to here. That melee continues, and this unit has moved up, out, and just looking over the barricades now, looking to fire at or perhaps assault the Harlequins. I'd imagine they're just going to fire all they've got. Conscript unit has moved up and through here, flooding through this gap and around the edge of the ruins here, and I think they're going to try and take out the fire dragons. It'd be a miracle actually if we survive all that last gunfire. So Imperial Guard aren't out of the game yet. We'll see how they do as we move on to Imperial Guard shooting on turn 4. Right, Imperial Guard shooting on turn 4. What did I say to you? I said if he shoots well, then he can turn the game around. The conscripts have fired through. A whole load of saves to make with the fire dragons. They passed a lot of them, so 2 of them still live. The wave serpent's still alive. And then over here, this squad fired, first rank fire, second rank fire, and the flamer as well, and wiped out the Harlequins. They're gone. And then here, a lucky hit from the auto cannon, wounding, and I'm failing my save, and the guy there with the melter from the command squad's been promoted. He brought down the last wound on the Wraithknight. The Wraithknight has gone. And because of that, James was able to then swing his turrets around and fired a shot and wounded this Wraithlord here. So now look at the situation. Not many Eldar left on the table at this end. So again, James can rearrange his force, put troops on the objectives and win the game. So we've got this combat here to go. We'll see how the Exarch does against this squad. Right, melees on Imperial Guard turn 4. The Exarch, Scorpion Exarch killed 2 more. Heavy weapons base went and the last guardsman. And then James did 2 wounds on me, but I saved them at 3+. Excellent job. And he fouled morale, so the Commissar executed the Sergeant. And then he passed morale. So it's 1-on-1 now in that combat. That's good news. The Exarch's done a good job. So the game shifted now. The Guard have not lost yet. This game is going to go right down to the wires. It all hangs really on those 2 Wraithlords if they can close in. If I can eliminate these 2 tanks somehow, then we should be alright to advance the Wraithlords in. So we'll see what we can do now on moving on to Eldar turn 5. The game could end on this turn. Right, Eldar movement on turn 5. The game could end this turn. The avatars moved out With the warp spiders, they warp jump to 9 inches, not very far. This jetbike squad's moved up, and this one's just moved in, just to hold that objective. We've got a potential here of 6 objective points, not enough to win us the game. Let's presume that we'll survive over there. And then coming around, the Wave Serpent picked up the Fire Dragons, and then has moved off, and just over the top of this objective. It can't deny the objective, it's just there to block the Imperial Guard unit as it moves in. And then that melee continues with the Scorpion Exarch, and then the Wraith Lords have moved up 6 inches and they're closing in. Right, James is angry again now on Eldar shooting on turn 5. It's gone like a dream. The Avatar's moved up and he's just getting that 12-inch Fearless on the jet bikes there, and these guys have done their jetpack move, so they have moved onto the objective there. It's only worth a point, but it helps. These guys are turbo boosted up and now holding that 3-point objective. The Wraith Lords, this one ran, extra 5 inches, closing the gap, it's good going. And this one we decided to shoot, and it was worth it. We penetrated, failed his cover save, so it's the whole point, and immobilised now. So he can't swing his last cannon round to bear. That's cut his mobility down. And then the shooting from the Wave Serpent, amazing shooting, firing through, killing all the guardsmen except the sergeant. Great shooting on there. So the game has officially swung in favour of the Eldar now. We'll move on to see if the Commissar survives against the Exarch. Eldar combat coming up on turn 5. So just right in here we've got a Mandy Blaster hit, and it's a toughness 3. Yeah, so it's a wound. So he's past that, and then the Scorpion's Claw, 3 attacks, 3 hits. You don't believe how angry James is. 2s to wound, they've all wounded. So he's got 5 refractor saves to make. He's rolling them on my orange Eldar dice. No, he doesn't want to. He's going to roll them on his grey dice. See if
Stand firm, whatever.
Watch this. No, he's gone. So the Commissar is dead. Superb fighting from that Scorpion Exarch. Brilliant guy. So we'll just consolidate him, and then now we're going to move on to Imperial Guard turn 5. The game could end at the end of James's turn. Imperial Guard movement on turn 5. Again, this could be the last turn of the game. The conscripts have fallen back, they're shrinking back away from the Wraith Lord, still sitting on that 4-point objective, key objective, that one. And then coming around, he's moved the conscripts a little bit over, so he's got a chance of later on running over onto this one if he changes his mind. And then the Lehman Rushes, this one's swung round, where it's had to stay there and it's mobilised. He's going to fire at the Wave Serpent, and then this one's staying where it is, firing directly ahead at the Wraith Lord, just through the gap up there. And this game, really a game where heroes have been born. The Lord Commissar has left the command unit and is running across the table to take on personally the Striking Scorpion Exarch. It's going to be a showdown between those two. And then the command squad has run forwards out of the ruined or wrecked Chimera, and he's going to take out this Wave Serpent here with his melter. Now he's already brought down, firing from the back of the Chimera, the other Wave Serpent. He's destroyed that, and then he has also destroyed or taken out the last wound on the Wraithknight, and now he's going for a 3rd kill. This guy here, we'll see how well he does. Right, he's just fired his las cannon and failed to penetrate the Wave Serpent, and then he was aiming there with the blast. He rolled a 5 and rolled 5 inches, and it scattered straight on top of his hero. We'll find out if it hits me, actually. We'll have to check that out, but it's definitely hit his friend. So rolled a wound. Rolled a wound.
1.
He's wounded, and then roll to save.
4 up.
4 plus save. Do it. A 2. He's gone. Take him off. Right, shooting for the Imperial Guard. Fire from both these Russes has immobilised, stunned and caused 2 hull points on the Wave Serpents. That's knocked it about really bad. And then the Conscripts, 46 shots at the Scorpion Exarch. He wounded him 10 times, made 7 saves, but died sadly. So the Exarch's gone. So Hero is born and has died.